Hey friends, back again for a second video today. All right. Here's a general message for the collective. So, first card out is Sehiki. Sehiki is a Reiki symbol. It symbolizes a mind, body, and soul connection. Sehiki. What are we bridging here? Mind, body, soul connection with Christos consciousness, with the power of love, forgiveness, and salvation. It's you mending with this type of golden light to save yourself. It's you taking full responsibility for wherever you are in your life right now and owning it, truly. Tree of Life. The mysteries of the sciences. Bridging the realms of the above and the below. This could also be depicted as your body, truly. From the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And in Reiki, there are 4 different places on your body where you can transmit energy. Those places are the feet, the hands, the breath, and the eyes. Aquarius also flipped. So I would say that so far this reading for the collective is speaking about how we are evolving our mind, body, and soul with the power of the Christ golden light ray that's coming in and flooding our planet now through our sun, through the power of the solar rays. And with the Tree of Life coming in with Aquarius energy, that's us evolving our physical bodies and transmitting this universal energy, universal life force. Reiki is universal energy. And we have the ability to pour that consciousness on the planet. This is us with the frequency of the 144,000 star-seeded beings coming into the planet with this consciousness. We are the ones who have the ability to do this. It's our purpose. It's my purpose. So when you know that you're walking in your truth, this is the type of energy that you just radiate. Holy Spirit, what's the message? We're taking it. Woo! Pardon. So we have more Reiki, lots of Reiki actually. We have Shokure. Be here now. Thank you, Baba Ram Dass. And we have Hon Shaze Shonen. The Buddha in me recognizes the Buddha in you. The light in me sees the light in you. It's being able to be completely present in every moment. And seeing people for who they are. It's using this amazing power of discernment. It's really flexing your mind, body, soul connection in real time for the greatest good of all, for the benefit of every living creature, plant, human being. Human being, I would definitely put in the creature category though. Okay. Element of water. Water is your emotions. And the Triskelion. Cool. So What's on the bottom? Sacral tone. Yay! Creative fire. Fires of passion, fires of desire, fires of embodying your mind, body, soul. And pouring the water. Pouring the water on the earth. Yeah, and the Triskelion, you know, earth, scene, sky, mind, body, spirit. Earth, body, mind, sky, spirit, water, emotions. I'm getting big, like, telekinetic energy. Like, you can definitely read minds with cerebral Aquarius. Aquarians are super intellectual, you know? And that's the thing about the Tree of Life also, is I was reading a book today. It was the Stellar Nations Star Families, I believe. Star or Soul Families by... Here, you know what? Let me just grab it. Hang on, it's right over here. Stellar Nations Soul Families. Boom. And the part that I was reading was about the male serpent lineage. And one thing that the male serpent or the Melchizedek order was in charge of was the transmission of higher knowledge of the mysteries of the Tree of Life. And so I believe that the Melchizedek energy is coming through in this reading especially. And something about this type of energy with Melchizedek is that it is ancient, and it's this type of like blue star being that is coming through with a lot of information that they want to teach humanity. And over the course of history, they have been here teaching those who are worthy to learn, those who are ready to take up that mantle and transmit that energy out in the collective field for the greatest good of all. Let's get some astrology out here. But I truly believe that that is the type of technology that we'll be able to access once more. It's this ancient technology that is far more advanced than our current civilization has at its disposal, because we do live in a three-dimensional world where we're bound to fossil fuels, for example, instead of some type of free energy. So I'm really getting that there's going to be a free energy source that we have access to thanks to this type of information that the extraterrestrials are giving us. Okay, I just dropped a card again. We have lunar eclipse change. I'll put in the description below when the next eclipse season dates are. So lunar eclipse change. And 7th house, partners. This is Libra energy. So a lunar eclipse in Libra, in the 7th house, I should say. So what is a lunar eclipse? A lunar eclipse is when the Earth passes in between the moon and the sun during the eclipse season, which occurs twice per year. So along with the 7th house, partners, the moon is getting eclipsed The emotions are getting eclipsed by partners, by one-on-one interactions, by the people in your immediate vicinity. And a partner could be anybody in your life. It could be, a family member. It could be a coworker, a friend, a lover. But all in all, what I'm really looking at here is like a one-on-one interaction. So like there are some big changes happening in our relationship sector in general because of this information coming in, because we are increasing our EQ, emotional intelligence. There's a lot of Reiki out here. So we've been doing a lot of healing, and these upgrades that we're receiving from these extraterrestrial collectives like the Melchizedek line, it's the snake coming down the tree of life to give us information about our souls, about our emotions, and about how we combine all of these things in one with the triplicity, the power of three, in our vessels, and embodying it is the thing. And Hon Shaze Shonen, the light in me sees the light in you. Not only is this a beautiful gift to be able to see another's potential, but Shokure, be here now. You don't want to be projecting what you think they're going to act like in the future just because you have that foresight. You want to be here now. How are people in your life? How are these partners in your life? Are they making any positive changes to the things that you have seen, plain as day, with your foresight, with your eagle vision? Are they making appropriate changes that in the future will, turn into something beautiful? Or are they even taking a baby step towards that goal? Or do they even have a goal? If your goals are misaligned, then you have clear sight on what you need to do next. It's nothing personal. It's just you standing up for yourself. And that's goddamn beautiful. That is a beautiful thing, my friend. Mars, force. Mars is a planet of action. Mars is taking charge now. Mars in the 9th house, Sagittarius energy. Mars, 9th house is also fire, and this keyword is faith. So having faith in the actions that are presented. Because you know what? Talk is so cheap. Talk is super flippin' cheap, okay? If you've ever been in a conversation with somebody who, they sweet talk you. They say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Let's get together next week. Let's do this and that. And then time rolls around and they ghost. That shows you what they're all about. And you got to have faith in the actions. People are going to show you exactly what they are by what they do. But that also goes both ways, because you have the opportunity then to show people what you're made of. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, jelly beans? That's showing up for the partners in your life. That's being the change that you want to see in the world. And because you have that perfect sight, you can see what you don't want to be in other people as well. Of course, you can be inspired. That's like, here's Pluto. That's being with a parent and seeing how they haven't changed from the time when you were little, and how it affected you on a very deep, subconscious, psychological level. Pluto. Pluto is a co-ruler of Scorpio along with Mars. So we have big Scorpio energy out here, especially with the element of water. Yeah, this is you having faith in the power of your own transformation. Honestly, this is you being your own role model, because the 7th house also is the house of open enemies. So it's you being in an open enemy type of frenemy friendship where, like, you know what I mean? Like, or like understanding that the people who raised you are kind of like frenemies in a way, because they're always going to do what they want to do, regardless of what you think they're going to treat you like. Just because you can see that they have the potential to treat you better doesn't mean that they're ever going to. So that's when the necessary destructive force of Pluto and Mars come together with Scorpio. And that is like strong cutoff game. That's you walking away. That's you being in North Node energy. Pluto and the North Node. Life's purpose. Your life's purpose is to transform into this being, this emanation of your mind, body, and spirit. And if somebody in your life can't see that, then it's time for a change. It's time for a change in your relationships. That's perfectly okay. But I understand that it's not always the easiest thing to do. But whenever you see it and you feel it and you want it and you just gotta do it, you know, that's some Uranian energy I'm channeling right now. A bit impulsive, eh? But when you feel it and you embody it, there's nothing that won't stop you from reaching that goal. There's nothing that will stop you from achieving your destiny. Spirit, what's the message, please? These cards are so big. Oof. These two. But once you start making those little steps, you know, you just start chipping away at the process, and eventually, grand trine, blessings, you will reap the benefit of all of your effort, because whatever you put your energy in, it will show up in the physical realm. You just have to start doing it. Wow, we have the water element again. Sensing is the key word on this. Blessing of sensing. Once you, I got full body chills. Once you start sensing the blessings that are coming to you, your vision will get more crystal clear, more crystalline. And once you start to crystallize your faith in yourself, faith in your doingness, of moving towards your life purpose, of being present, of understanding what exact change needs to occur for you to benefit from all of the effort that you're doing. You're the one who's always been doing. So make that do for you this time. You might be presented with these new opportunities to help someone out, or to do something new, or to like transition your workplace or something like that. But at the end of the day, you got to make sure that it makes sense for you. It might sound good on paper, but you make sure that you're reading the fine print. You don't want to trip yourself up. You don't want to put yourself into any type of situation where you're like locked in, because we are in a time where we're crystallizing. Our choices are locking in. So I hope that yuns are locking yourselves in to yourself overall. Like, we're not externalizing this energy. Not anymore. We're going within. Because whenever you change yourself, everything around you will attune to that type of energy, for sure. Spring and authenticity. This was the new level up that, I mean, we all in this collective went through a massive level up. Massive. Massive, massive. And I'm really proud of you all. I'm really proud of you all. Yep, here's that vision I was talking about. It's the eye of Ra. It's the great energy that comes out, the seeker. And the card that came with it was focus. So this is being able to focus on the exact thing that you're seeking. This is keeping your eye on the prize, your eye on the dream of what you want to be manifesting in your life. So in the springtime, that's whenever you really buckled down and said, it's time for me to transition into my life's purpose, into my North Node energy. In order for me to do that, I need to start making steps to transform my life, because I know it's right for me. I can sense it. You know, there's a lot of water out on the table. We were visited by Melchizedek, which is in the Scorpionic line. I mean, it's within this male serpent line. And those stars are between Scorpio and Sagittarius in the zodiacal chart. Female serpent line is mostly Scorpio. It's like late Libra to yeah, it's like all throughout there. Hoo-hoo. Hooty-hoo. We have the Earth. Earth. Mother Earth. Your body. Your resources. With resistance. Yeah. And that's just it. And that's one of the things that, you know, really wind up locking people into specific types of living situations, work situations, as we become dependent on the systems that are around us to help support us. But not all the time is it ever good for us, because you might be in some crappy situations. You might be in some controlling, manipulative situations with people. And eventually, it's just not going to feel right. You're going to wind up feeling this resistance in your body. And that's when you know that you have to speak up for yourself. You have to allow whatever is coming up to the surface to express. You have to express this resistance somehow. You can't just keep that inside, because if you do, that's the powder keg waiting for the spark to explode. It's not healthy. It gives your body way too much tension, and the tension is what causes sickness. We have water again. Water 3 times out here. So I just have to say, my heart really goes out to you guys right now, because times are not easy. They're not easy for anybody. And I know you guys are fighters. I know you guys have a lot of faith in the Lord above, in the God Most High, in your ancestors who have passed and who are also living, because we do have living ancestors out there. Ancestors of other family members from our friends, you know, people who, whenever we were children and we were around our friends, family members, you know, people who came into our life briefly, but made profound impacts, because we then did have somebody that we could look up to in a way. You know, if you didn't have any great role models growing up and needed to figure out what not to be like, you also needed to have somebody that gave your little heart a bit of faith. And for me, growing up in the heart of the Catholic Church with not very good role models at home for myself, you know, I turned toward the Divine Mother, and I turned toward Jesus. And as a child, they really did get me through some really hard times. So I'm telling you, people, these are the times where we are remembering where we come from and remembering like the lessons that we had to go through to get to the point where we are. And earlier in my channeled message earlier today, I was talking a lot about that we're entering into this age of remembering, you know, where we come from, and we're remembering what it was like to, I'm hearing, have grand ideas. We're remembering what it was like to want to focus on something that meant something to us. And with the pedestal card coming out, you know, whenever you put something up on a pedestal, it's like setting yourself up to be disappointed in a way, because you automatically assume that things are going to go one specific way. It's like having expectations for something to pan out a specific way. And whenever you put something up on a pedestal, it's like you want to isolate it and keep it on its own instead of in the resonant field for other people to experience. Coming out with water, it's giving relationship vibes, because, you know, you could put your partner up on a pedestal, and then whenever they start acting like off color being like off color for what you thought. But that's just the thing about thinking, is that you're setting yourself up for expectations because you're projecting. You don't want to be projecting with your thinking box. You want to be observing and taking information in and processing, instead of putting these ideas out in the resonant field, because that's kind of manipulation. For people like us who have this ability to pretty much read people's minds, whenever you start thinking about things, other people will sense those things. You literally are like reverberating out energy from your essence. We've entered this age where there are no secrets. 0 secrets. So you might as well live an honest to goodness life. Let me sip on my kombucha here. Yeah, you might as well live a life close to Mother Earth. Water is out here 3 times. And we even have the card Grand Trine Blessings. Like, this is a huge blessing that we're being gifted with by having this extra sensory ability. But, you know, it definitely freaks out normies. Like, they don't get it. And, I mean, who could blame them? But at the same time, it's like, we're here on purpose. Like, God made us all in his likeness, and if I am like this, then I am like him. And to that I say Jai Ma, and thank you, Spirit. Thank you for this gift. I'll get some shaman cards out here. Yeah. I mean, my biggest goal is to get to my roots, get as close to Mother Earth as possible. And within my time of transition and transformation, like, it's almost like the most gentle waiting game I've ever played. In the past, you know, my nervous system would have been totally through the roof. So I really empathize with whatever situations you guys are going through out there, because I know it's not easy. It's not easy for me. It's not easy for almost anybody that I know. And if it is, they might just be putting themselves up on a pedestal. Just saying. Although I will say it's good to prioritize peace whenever you can, but we really got to be in service to the collective instead of in service to the self. Because if we're looking out for everybody around us and everybody else is doing the same thing, then in theory, we should all be taken care of. Oh, I am going to take these. I've been taking all the ones that fell so far. All right. So first card is the bear. Rest. Bears symbolize to me this protective type of energy. I'm just seeing a mama bear with her cub, like rolling around in a field and just being at peace, like resting together. And the wolf, rest and teacher. Let your rest be your teacher. This is learning how to let go and be present in a moment by yourself without any answers, any external input, just you and spirit. Journey. Labyrinth. It's you going through the labyrinth of your mind to heal. Healing it. Serpent. This is your healing journey. Resting is the medicine. Gotta recharge. The acorn, wisdom. And the mountain, strength. Yeah, those are what you're gaining by resting. You're gaining higher wisdom and you're becoming fortuitous, fortified, standing strong like the mountain. I'm getting full body chills and I'm hearing, I just heard, that it is reaching the peak of a mountain and learning the wisdom of allowing the elements to teach you. It's becoming one with the mountain to gain this type of higher wisdom. Fox, shapeshift. It's interesting. And Orca records. Shapeshift and records. You know, I'm getting that it's like your body is transforming, it's shape-shifting to its original design, its original blueprint in the records, in the Akash, the original shape of your water. Water's out here 3 times, mind, body, spirit. Yes, it makes total sense that our body is going to be shifting according to how we feel. So if your thoughts cause emotion, then your emotion causes physical change. It's the water eroding the rock over time. Early in my channeled message today, I was talking about how with the increased solar flares happening right now, it's increasing how quickly the particles on this planet are moving, because when particles...
Bird.
Yeah.
I'm just checking on you.
Okay.
All right.
It's how I was saying earlier, was that as the sun increases this solar flare capacity onto the planet, it's warming the planet in a way. It's exciting these particles, and as the particles become more and more active, they become more expanded. And so if you are heating yourself up, if you're getting yourself fired up, getting yourself pumped up, you have more energy, you have more ability to channel your water. And now I'm thinking about Makemake. He's a dwarf planet that's represented by this Chinese monkey god who directs water. And I heard this from Pam Gregory, so thanks, Pam. I love you. Yeah, there's a lot of water out here, and in order for us to ultimately achieve this healing journey, we have to really tap into this ancient wisdom that was laid out by our ancestors and be willing to be taught by our ancestors. And the best way to obtain that message is through rest, and resting your body so that it has time to recharge, being present in every moment, and making sure that you say goodbye to people who are in your life who just really don't respect you. So that's a huge message that came through during this channeled recording. But it's not always easy, because where are you gonna go? And that's just facts, my friends. Where are you gonna go? Gotta make the best of it. You gotta be thankful for what you got. And you gotta watch your reactions. Gotta watch your every thought. Because there are no secrets. And people can hear everything that you do, hear every thought that you make, and they're not gonna stop trying to pay attention either. That's the thing, is that whenever you feel like you might have a moment of peace to yourself, whenever you feel like you might be able to rest, someone's going to come in and interrupt you. And that's just a fact. I mean, we just saw it happen. It happens to me every day. So you just got to be strong, got to be resilient. The acorn is one little acorn. It can get bounced around. It can fall into a stream and float down the stream. Merrily, merrily. Life is but a dream. But whenever it finally stops to rest and plants its roots, over time, through the power of the sun and the nutrition from the water, from the constantly flowing water, from the emotions that are feeding it, it will grow into a tree. Tall, strong, steady, sways in the wind. It has give. It's able to move with the elements, and it's able to be formed. Its branches are able to be bent and braided, because now I'm seeing bonsai. And if time is art, bonsai is one of those beautiful ways that we can measure our time and effort. That's beautiful. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and get a unicorn card now, you guys. I got the dropsies today. Balance. Fun. Balance. Take time to relax. Indulge a little more or less. Set boundaries with your work. So I think that this is the biggest takeaway today, is that if you're able to reach down inside of yourself and pull out this logbook of all the times people came into your space to interrupt you on purpose because they could. And you're going to have to say, I need better balance in my life. Where, oh, where can I strike balance? Where can I put my flag in the ground? Where can I dig my heels down? Where can I be a little more stubborn and say, I need somewhere just for me to be. Just for me to be. If there's nowhere for you to be, then however can you rest? I'm leaving it here. Thank you, Spirit Fam. Thank you. I hope that you got something out of this message. If you did, definitely give me a like, subscribe to my channel. This is New Dawn 144, Jericho Rose. My name is Veronica, and I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.